welcome to the Fly Spread Masters show. Why don't y'all give it up for my guest, Jada Villan, 2020 Low Goose on the Deuce champion. Salute, man. How you, bro?
Peace, girl. How you, bro?
Good having you here, man. Thank you for pulling up right after you did your thing. I know you got to travel, get out of town.
Yes.
To go back home. But thank you for coming. I'm so honored. We're all honored to have you here.
Thank you, brother, for having me. I'm proud of you accepted to come on. Fly Spread Masters. Thank you for having me. IAC Nation.
All right, so first and foremost, the guests that's there watching, we need to know where you from.
Originally, I'm from Brooklyn, born Crown Heights. Grew up mainly in Bushwick, for most of my life.
Okay.
In the last, I'm gonna say 15 years, I've been just kind of seeing what's out there, traveling a couple of states. So now I reside in Baltimore, Maryland, west side of Baltimore.
Cool.
Yeah.
Baltimore is a different breed out there. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I know that they get down with the fly too, so salute to y'all out there.
Yes, definitely lots of styles that are involved in the makeup of the city.
Right on,
definitely.
A lot of strength and pain
entrepreneurs
there, man.
and labels and such.
Word.
Yes.
All right, so you grew up in Brooklyn, now by way of B-More. We want to know what got you into this.
Growing up, high school days, I'm Franklin K. Lane I went to.
Okay.
So, being that I would just come, see what's going on, trying to go to school, I saw, I liked some of the colors I was seeing. I was like, what is that, at that time, probably was where, whatever was coming out, like, they had whatever Nikes, or back then they had the long tees, say New York Yankee or something, or the Mickey Mouse and stuff. But when I saw that, I was like, what is that? So 88, 89, high school. And I started to see like colorful, what I'm gonna say, PLOs,
right,
spell outs,
right,
cookies.
Right.
So that was like when I first started seeing, and I was like, damn, that's fly. The colors scheme's nice. What is that?
Indeed.
Yeah.
Plus the great music, you know what I'm saying, you were listening to back then.
Right, like back then, I'm gonna say the artists were like Big Daddy Kane, Bismarck, a lot of Juice Crew, and that vibe was jumping in that era. So yeah.
Bomb.
Yes.
Those are like, all these dope artists, man. They always had their hip hop dances with them, man. They always dress them fly. So it's like it was so hard to ignore that. You had brands like Benetton, even had brands like The Gap, like, you know what I'm saying? Like they had some colorful stuff. Like as long as you put it together right, you had some loose type of baggy pleated khakis on, fresh sneakers, and you had like a striped shirt. You know what I'm saying? Like you.
Maybe some Izal, Lacoste.
You just looked it fresh, little skin tight fade.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
Little flat top or a little Gumby. I think that little cut was in. A little maybe. I think also a little streaks of parts and such.
Right. However you said it to make your statement.
Yes.
So, what was the first piece you acquired? Like, what was the first piece that you can remember that you actually had?
The first piece, well, I'm gonna say, at the time, 80s, in the hood, Bushwick at the time where I was living, Knickerbocker, there was some bags floating around. They were like, you can blow them up, but they were bags, and they had like a horse. And I don't believe it was an actual Ralph Lauren brand, but that was the first time I actually had it had a horse on it. And it was a little bag, and it was kind of circulating in the hood. And I'm gonna say that was
bag?
Yes. This is.
What was the bag like? Is the bag like you can actually put something in?
Yes, it was a bag. At the same time, you blow it up, it would get fat. Yeah, it was kind of like a pillow. And this was like 88, 87, 88. It had a horse. Now, I don't know if it was an actual official Ralph Lauren, But that's the first introduction also on another end. And that was circulating in the hood. And mad heads was walking around with that. What? And my brother Roster Brown was hustling and he brought a couple of those back. And I was like, what's this? Some bags I brought down there, you know, at the time, putting them in Knickerbocker.
Say that.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, but the first piece I acquired, me and my girlfriend at the time, Martha Maldonado, we had actually jumped into some type of block party where they had a lot of, you could win prizes and stuff. So we had did some saddle up in like a bag and kind of like had the donkey, you know, to the finish line. Okay. So one of the prizes was a gift certificate, and the gift certificate was to Macy's for $50. So
what year was this?
This was 88.
Okay.
Yes.
Go on now.
So,
right on.
You know, I was a ringer in it. Sorry, but you know, there was a prize to get, so we just said we gonna get it. So when we got the prize, it was a gift certificate. So we went to Macy's, 34th Street, and we went up in there, we looked around, we went, you know, at the time they had the Ralph Lauren on the first floor toward the back area. So we, you know, we walked around there, we saw colors, we walked through like Izod, I think Gant, all them places where existing at the time. So then,
Gant used to make some dope stuff
yes,
back in the
yes,
day.
they had a lot of the type, same quality garment with good colors. Yeah, so then we didn't see none, so we was like, we just somehow got onto that escalator and went upstairs, and we ended up on the 3rd floor, which was where the women's Ralph Lauren section was at the time. If I'm correct with my floors. And when we went up there, we walked around, and what we saw was, the first piece was a zipper, what you call a zip-up jacket, the hoodie, and a cookie on the arm. And that was my first piece.
So that's what you, okay.
Yes, so. Or our first piece.
What color was it?
Yes, it was red.
It was red?
Yes. It was red, it had a cookie on the arm, and it was a zip up, 2 pockets in the front. Zip? Full zip, 2 pockets in the front.
Spring joint and winter?
Like spring, like with most of these thinner, like, you know, like the stadium pullover material or the plates. Yeah, so that was my first piece.
Right on to that, man.
Yes.
I can dig that. So, going into, you know, from your Macy's trip, getting the IT, right? The cookie IT that was, right?
Yes.
88. Now, coming up through now, what can you say, what is your favorite theme? Like, what style do you like the most? Or what are you biggest fan of?
Colors, you know, I had all of these pieces. At one minute, I thought the Suicide was the greatest.
Okay.
I thought those were the greatest pieces, but then the Silk Crown and Crowns came. Then I kind of thought those were the greatest. Then, you know, it went to like horse heads and some of the equestrians, you know, the saddle jackets, saddle button up, and then I thought those were the greatest pieces. And then
they are some great pieces.
Stadium came, and it was like bonkers. I was like, then that was the greatest pieces, you know? So I mean, the kind of, and the different elements of it, all those pieces was like the greatest. So to pick my greatest one piece, you know, I would say the Silk Crown, Crizzy.
The Crizzy
was the best piece. I felt like when I acquired.
What about the theme? Like, so would you? Okay, so if you like the Silk Crizzy, right? I'm sure, like, you know, you can match that up with other Crizzies and stuff like that, other, you know, items and stuff, like, you know, blazers or sweaters, however, you know.
I think equestrian, to me, is because of the horse. It's actually Ralph Lauren, it's polo, you know, it's more the polo nostalgic.
Yeah. Like the 5 Horsemen.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, there's so much to do with equestrian.
They also had like the silk saddle, you know, they had a lot of that type of
The women get that.
Yeah,
they get that by abundance.
You
understand? We get it like little increments of
right.
Like, you know what I mean?
So that theme is a real, and it's more classic. You can go more in every place. In every setting, you kind of really nice with all that.
So equestrian,
equestrian always one of my greats, and I got like a lot of my old picks from '90s.
Okay.
I have those type of pieces.
Right on.
Yes.
Right on. All right. So equestrian is where it's at for you. Is it harder to get it now than it was back then?
Media is what makes it, I think, accessible, but classic pieces, they always hard to get. They're not around. They disappeared. So, but I think because of the internet and more networking, it's easier now. Back then, you would have to go out there and really hunt, and you would have to do go on long. You got to get on a bus. You got to get on trains. You go on the if you're in the city, you go on to Manhattan. You go on to Queens out there where the Macy's was, or you go in, the Bronx. You trying to locate them areas, and if not, now you trying to get into Jersey, or now if you have to know somebody with a car, then you would have to drive way out to like Reading and
the PA.
You know what I'm saying? So it was actually very harder to get the stuff done.
No doubt.
And if you didn't know people, so you had to be in the loop. You understand of what was going on to get pieces.
I always felt it's amazing how people from New York City travel out to get this, and it's those New York kids, man. They just really, really like take this brand to the next level of acquiring it, like no matter how. I mean, from some of the boosters from back in the day, or some of the people that's actually, like just traveling far to catch it. One way or the other, man, they're gonna get it, and they're going to get it in abundance.
Yeah, I mean, that's what it took to get a lot of pieces. It took, networking and just going out and saying, you don't want to get on the bus and let's just go and see what happens. So it's easier these days to get pieces. Now, Definitely. You might actually, people know what they have in their hands, you might have to come up off a lot more than you did,
Right.
Yeah.
I'm on the fence with either or. Like the venture of traveling was always fun.
Right, you get to get away, you get out to your little hoodie spot when
Yeah, but in this daytime, you can you could go online like on your phone. Like I'm stuck at work all the time, so it's hard for me to like get out there, especially during work hours, to just indulge in shopping as much as a lot of people I know that can do it during the day. But anyway, How has it been for you influencing people, man, with this fly? Like, you got people in your neighborhood, your family that you.
I mean, coming up, I have some heads who were like, yeah, cause what I was doing in my hustles was like, I was humble horsing my way into getting where I needed to get to them bigger pieces. So I catch pieces, come back, sell pieces, sell colors, stripes to the hood, then get some bait. I did some, lifting, loosing sacks and all them type of things to, manipulate some of what I was trying, because I was like, I love this shit. And technically what I was understanding is like, we gotta get this, and that was the format, to keeping what we was Brook Norm code, go steam, you know what I mean? Get it. So, and I'm coming from poverty, so yeah.
Alright. So, we want to know, like, what's like what.
But I have some to influence. One of my Polo Vibes 92 is a brother I know for many years, and
Shout out to Polo Vibes.
He's one of my, heads who was watching me back in the days, and he was like, yo, where you getting at? So
good dude,
we
man.
networked. So that's one brother I could say I influenced within my travels. Another brother I used to be with was Carlos. He lived in East New York. Sometimes we would go out to like Long Island, Manhattan Sims and different places, see what we could do. You know what I'm saying? That's another brother we network tight. Word. Yeah. So those, you know, and I feel like technically Bushwick, where I, you know, Storm, Myrtle, Knickerbocker, and all that, I was one of the very few heads out there at the time with like big pieces, Suey, Tennis Mans, and all them type of stuff. So I'm gonna say anybody after like 95 coming with that type of movement, I'm gonna say they definitely saw me in the grime, you know, and rocking low lives, you know what I'm saying, and the low, you know, Prance Low, those other brothers dancing in clubs. So we all helped build influence on that level because, you know, record shop, part of that documentary, and we would rock. When we went out, we wanted to be as far as we could while we were rocking. So shout out to Prance Low, Rome, Keto, Marquess, Rubber Band, Dan Castro, Ant Low. Those are all brothers, you know, Prima Lawlet, Talim, all brothers that I'm saying we helped build influence within the club scene as far as dancing, hip hop dancing, and rock and low.
Lyricist Lounge.
Yes, Lyricist Lounge.
Salute to my brother Danny Castro, man. Yes. Anthony Marshall, Blue Davis, my god brother, Wise Dread, you know, the original Collage Project.
Wise, shout out Wise, yes. Right. Yes.
So we need to know, like, you got any outside hobbies that you like to, you know what I'm saying, get into, like when you're outside doing something than just this?
I mean, I mostly be grinding, survival mode, you know, but I do trails from time to time. I try to do that with my daughter and stuff like that, you know, just hiking, you know,
I love
or, you know, little exercises, but mainly just grinding, construction, fix cars, you know, a little everything that keeps survival going, keep you sharp, you know.
Right on. Yeah, so before we get up out of here, we just want to know one thing. What's up with that right there?
This right here, I'm honored to be, had competed and awarded with the 2020 Low Goose on a Deuce, best dress head to toe. Definitely proud to have this. It's one of the top trophies you can win and at the contest, and I'm proud to be have been recognized for putting in some work to make that outfit what it was, and you know, thank you. Shout out Racklow, Sheena, Ayak. You know, it was tough. It was definitely tough, but I saw through. Thank you. Yes, thank you. Honored, I'm proud.
That, man. That's a beautiful piece, man. You know, definitely. But before we sign out of here for good and get into his layout, yo, where can they find you at?
Well, you want to see, I'm at Jada Villan, you know, IG, Jada Villan, Facebook. You can see me, text me, DM me, you know what I'm saying? At YouTube, I'm at Spittin' Slugs Entertainment. Yes, Spittin' Slugs Inc. Entertainment. I do production beats from time to time, so you might see more of that stuff on that format.
So that's a hobby right there. You do production. You ain't that.
Right. I definitely been doing beats for quite a while. Sometimes I post some of it. I'll be back and forth with it. So lately I've been making the color posts. So yeah, I work with the MPC Renaissance. So I do production.
All right, well,
yes.
Check this out, man. We about to get up out of here. Check out his layout. He's gonna spread that fly, that award-winning fly. He's gonna show it to y'all and, you know, break it down so y'all can see, man. Get to school, y'all, because we finna show you how it's done.
Peace.
Yo, what's going on, y'all? Man, great interview. Great guest. I don't even know what to say. All I know is that this individual came with it. On Low Goose on the Deuce 2020. I'm sure y'all saw it by now, but I'm just in awe. I can't wait to see the breakdown of his award-winning outfit, head to toe. Thank you, my boy right here, Jada Villan.
What's going on? Peace.
You know what I'm saying?
Hell's up. Jada Villan. BK. Reppin' now. Baltimore. Peace to all my peoples. What's going on out there? Low Lives repping the culture and rocking since '89. Yes. Fly Spread Masters, thank you for having me. Just here to rep, was all low deuce on the goose 2020. I came to spread a layout of my wares that bring me to the victory lap. Something I've always loved. Since back in the days, I've seen the Indian head and certain Aztec brands, Southwestern type patterns. At the time, be honest, I was more in awe of the colorful stuff, like the uni stuff, the downhill ski sui, circle ski. And so I gravitated to that, and I was like, these items were harder to put. I believe the Fireball was like a beige color. Maybe a beige one was released first.
Yeah, they had different colors.
And black
yes.
in the earlier days, maybe like 91. Mm-hmm. So I liked it, but I was like, I gotta work for those and make them, and colors were a little easier to work with.
I just felt like they were just harder to get. Like,
yes, too, because everybody, it's a sale thing, so they trying to put out what I feel was probably gonna move best,
Right on.
So I came, and I said I think I could come with a theme that I think is complete. So I came with the Aztec Southwestern theme.
Let's get busy.
I could start from the undergarment. I wanted to be a little jumping in and out with certain things, so I started with the T.
Right on.
Polo dungarees.
Always like that logo too.
Something people probably don't always look at, but it's actually reps a good design, the jeans. So I was like, this is a cool shirt. I think I'm gonna come with this as my tee.
Right on. All right, so let's lay that bad boy down.
Yes.
I'll help you out over here. Let's get him over here real quick.
Yes.
There you go. That's one.
So then, something I was definitely in awe of. They put a lot of work into this. It's polo. They actually, I would say what you would say. They put their foot in this polo, and then they gave it a humble horse. And a lot of times we don't always look at a humble horse.
Hold on. Check this out. You see what he just said? He gave him a humble horse on his shirt, right? I understand something. Do you see the cross flag, American cross flags stemming from the horse? It looked like the horse got wings.
Yes.
Look at the details in these stitches. A little bit of indigo. Red bandana. This is like, look at the buttons on it. This shirt right here is insane fire.
TPs on top.
This shirt is, oh man.
Firebird.
They put their foot in this. I mean, it just has so much details. This is one of the most detailed Native American polo shirts that you could probably come across. It just has, like, if you're a Native American Southwestern pattern collector, this is your shirt right here. This is your shirt. I mean, look at these. Look at the sun in the button. Wow. I mean, just
inside the collar, they even say we're gonna keep going in on this.
Yeah, they just went like Gorilla Zoo. Like, stop playing. Word is born. This is a beautiful piece, man. This is just one day I'll get this shirt. One day. I'm gonna help you lay this one down too.
Okay.
Wow, damn. Indian head. right, man.
So yeah, so I was like, okay, what I'm gonna put together to cover this first two ITs, as we would call it. So I said, let me come with the Wild Wild West show, Indian Chief, Denim.
This button up is just like, now peep the
snap buttons.
The silver snaps on it. It's a great roll up your arm type of arm button up too.
Right.
So let's spin this bad boy around. So you have the western shoulder, western pockets. Of course, you got a logo inside the flap of the pocket. You know, hands down, impeccable. Hands down. Very prestige, clean shirt right here. I'm gonna put this guy up here. I'll put him up there. Move him up there. Move him up there. Yeah. Right on. What we got next, man?
So the next thing was I tried to keep a color bouncing.
Oh man.
And also stick to the theme that I wanted to prove, like, you know, head to toe. And I came with something very rare.
Yeah, show it off. Show it all off. Show it all off. There you go.
Which why I picked that T.
Right
So,
on.
you know, I wanted to kind of jump from theme to theme within it, complementing each other.
Color coordination. I definitely dig it. Pull it all the way out. Cowboys and Indians. Wow. Let's spin these. Button fly too. You beat the button fly right there. Oh man. Do he's got anything on the inside pocket? Any stamps?
No.
There's got no stamps on it, man.
The stamps is all on the outside. They said, look, you know, the only thing they stamp, there you go, other than the stamp on the
rivets?
Yes. You know, this is the medicine lady, or the mother who deals with formless healing the tribes, you know, healing who's sick in the tribe. So there's a lot of, you see what's going on and speaking the story.
Definitely is.
So then, underneath the top layer, which is like, a lot of people's like, that was underneath the top layer, but I had to, you know, keep jumping within the theme for what I felt keeps coming into my final hurrah. So I came with
94.
One of the classics, Indian head, chief head. Pristine, one of the staples, you know, of the knits. Really big logo, true favorite of all lowlives, all followers and lovers of polo. And non-lovers love this sweater. Very hard item. True staple in knits.
The Indian head.
Yes.
94. Can't beat that.
So I came with this underneath the sneak attack of sneak attacks.
Word is born. Look at that. She's a beaut!
Kind of skipped the belt. want to jump to the knit, but this is the belt, RL, tassel hold.
See that brown belt or spoke about some serious weight to it too.
Then over the Indian head, I bring the Fireball shawl. Recently got released. It's probably a year. Saw it, I was like, wow. Always loved that since the Goose days, you know.
But the Fireball print is very, very, very interesting. It just has such a contrast to it. Like it reminds me of the Four Elements or something. I don't know. The Fireball, like it's just so like distinct, and the pattern, like you have the cross, the arrowheads, you know what I mean, going on, the diamond effect going on. Like it's just. Then they got like that star effect going on. Like the Fireball is just one of the dopest prints in the Southwestern collection that Ralph Lauren actually has. A lot of people probably would agree to that. Don't get me wrong. Southwestern prints by him are automatically amazing, but it's just something about that Fireball, man. It just stands, it pops, like it's just like,
right.
You know what I mean? When you see it, you're like, you know where I'm coming from? Like a real collector, like they know, they can see that, they can spot it a mile away, and that right there, that's one of the prints, just the print, nothing to do with anything else, just the actual, like. This color scheme, rather. You know where I'm coming from? Hold up. Show that button on the neck, though. Check this out. Look at these wooden tools.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a thing.
A very strategic knit right there.
Yes. Fireball knit shawl.
Green label. Says a lot.
Yeah. So I had that over the Indian head. Yes.
Multiple Indian heads is my type of thing. I gotta wear 5 Indian heads when I wear Indian heads. I have to have 5 on me every time. That's my starting lineup.
That's the starting lineup, huh?
That's my team right there. I gotta have 5. I got one permanent right here, but I can include them if I fall short just for the actual day for the fit, depending on the temperature.
It's always included.
But sometimes when it comes to gear though, I still got to pull 5 off though. Like I don't care. Like that's what it is, socks or whatever.
Yes. So on top of that, I don't know if I should jump to the crown, but I'll jump to the crown. I had the scarf, which I had on my crown, really. Another rare item to complement the Indian head.
My blue scarf.
The jean.
Sheer, see-through.
It caught a beating in the rain last night.
Looks good to me.
One more, Definitely a hard staple piece in the Southwestern collection.
Word up. Let's get this bad boy down. Word. It's like I would lay mine out like this too, like you know what I mean. But I would do it. I would do it the same way, like honestly.
So after that, I came with something that's rare right now, cause to yesterday, I believe I'm the only one that showed up with this, and this is the Fireball Trench Goose. You know they got the Fireball Goose. This is the Fireball Trench Goose. Forks fur.
Wow.
You could only do a humble horse on something like this. Everything else is just self-explanatory. You could only do that. You know. Zip up. You know. Got the button down here.
Side pocket. Wow. I'll get my hands on one of these. It's curtains. Word. Word up.
First time I wore it. So as you see, my man's still hanging from it. Yesterday was the first time I wore this, and I got it. Through very fortunate. I guess fortunate, just say that. I just say, you know. Got my man's back lows crown. Crazy.
Crest on there. Crest.
You know.
I'll get you the Indian head pin to go on there. We're gonna find one for you.
They was like, yo, the tag's still on there. I was like, yo, I just feel so beautiful about it. It's hard to even remove that tag. This is definitely, yeah, I shut 2020, no goose on the deuce down. And this was a major part of the reason.
Yeah, ain't no one
Fireball, trench goose.
Ain't nobody come with that. Hey yo, this gonna be something different. I'm gonna do something different with this layout real quick. I'm gonna remove this from there. I'm gonna put this one right next to the Fireball Goose, even though he did have the Fireball knit underneath it. But word up. Just give him that right there. Yup. Word.
It took a lot of work for this.
This is real strategic.
Just gotta
shit.
say, this was, it just somehow, the last piece I got to put this together is this. And I've had this for 2 weeks. So
Yes.
it's kind of, yes. I'm gonna say it's kind of destined. I was like, oh man. So I gotta give all to the, you know, the ancestry and the essence of things that kind of, I'm gonna say, yo, put me an extra fighting edge.
Word up. Totally understand that.
So, these were the socks that I wanted to go with to complement the Aztec theme. You see the arrows, the prints.
That's bouncing off the scarf. That's bouncing off the button down.
So
that's bouncing off the prints on the shirt.
You know, I was trying to mend blue, you know, within everything like fading into each other. So, and then I came with, I'm called these the Infinity Gauntlets. They released in Olympics 2018. Certain amount made, very hard to come by. Yeah, I just happened to come by. And I was like, look, I prank these to really like do the snap or the slap. You know what I mean? So, you know, color scheme,
When the tassels on them. Wow.
Embroidered PLO. So yeah, I was really coming to snap or slap. And you know, everything is blending. Everything is complementing each other. You know? I really try to plan this and make it as epic as I could, you know, that's just what we do.
Those gloves are so serious. Those gloves are so serious. What's up with these kicks, man?
And then to complement the gloves and the shades of beige, I came with the moccasin Polo Country Dry Goods. Put your little change. You might put your little baggie in there. You know. To compliment, you know. It's the moccasin.
Those are so
it's complete within the Southwestern nostalgic. You know, it complements the aesthetics of the actual lifestyle of Southwestern. So I was like, these are beautiful, and it's like, oh, I know what else sets this whole thing to top, head to toe. It's like, it's head to toe. So I picked these. They also have them in the low top, as you see. So, you know, fire. If you don't have them, after this video, I'm pretty sure you're gonna think again, wow, damn, I don't kind of slept on those. Right? I should have did it. They might be still some, it's okay. Yeah, you know. So everything complemented itself within the collage of the Southwestern, you know, Aztec, chief head. And I also wanted to always, like, you know, I was happy that this stumbled on. It's a new piece. It's like you see ages, decades jumping into each other in this picture. You see this, how he creates a story within with his clothes. And that's why, you know, we love that. I do. And many others, so.
I do too.
You know, and look, we get to live, you know, put it in a visual when we put it on, put it to life. So that's what I wanted to do with this outfit. And I was like, when I come, I want to come head to toe the best I could possibly rep. As tradition, you know, that I've seen, BK, Brooklyn. I'm Crown House baby, grew up in Bushwick. And yes, Jada Villan. Fly Spread Masters. Shout out to my peoples, Polo Vibes, Freddie Maddie, Ways World. Support these fitteds. They actually work hard trying to fill in the blanks that sometimes they might not, they leave out in the high office. You know, it's like, hey, they trying to make these outfits actually even do better than you might have thought they could. So support the entrepreneurs.
For real, salute to everybody that's in the culture thriving. We got one more thing we need you to show us though. You won something. And I would like for you
yes,
to present what you won for this magnificent head to toe, award-winning outfit, layout, fly spread. Please show the world what comes with this.
Thank you. I appreciate you having me on here on Fly Spread Masters, and off my hard work, I was complimented with Low Goose on the Deuce, best head to toe. For this outfit here, this uniform, this classic setup. This is what this outfit right here bring me. Yes, I'm very happy. I worked hard, and I'm happy that, you know, brothers out there voted, acknowledged me, and said, "Hey, he worked hard," and you know, they rooted me on. There was a lot of heat out there, and you know, certain kids got disqualified, so you know, gave you a little breathing room under the.
Narrowed it down a little bit.
Oh.
Narrowed it down a little bit with,
Okay.
with the people that disqualified themselves.
Okay,
but,
so
you know, back to him saying that, right? Low Goose on the Deuce, presented by Rack Low, hosted by Sun Low, Seminole Sport. We just want y'all to know, right? When y'all come in to play this game, you might have the flyest undergarments on.
yes,
You might have some fly kicks on. But this competition, even if you don't step in for head to toe, you might step in for best goose. So do your best to have all that low on head to toe, no matter what. Alright? That's what's important. Head to toe, low. Ralph.
yes, sir.
It doesn't have to be polo as long as it's Ralph. That's how much we appreciate the ambassador of American brand, clothing brand that is, Ralph Lauren. Salute. Peace.